Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Well today guys, I'm going to do part 316 to my ChatGPT character chatbot series. On today's video guys, I'm going to try to use the last 10 conversations to be able to finish up the main thing we need to do in this chatbot. Uh, During the last few videos guys, we found that there was an evil clone of Shadow that thought I was an enemy because of some of my employees because of the employees that built and designed him. And well, let's just say that eventually he did trust me and we did scare them. At the end of the last video, I actually flipping diddle get Shadow and the evil clone to lock them up in a certain room where they can't escape. And I decided to, well, call the police. And so yeah, here's what I told them when they picked up. I said, I am the owner and boss of the Pokemon Talk studio in this town, and some of my employees secretly built an evil robot clone of our security system robot dinosaur, and were trying to use it to get him to attack and hurt me. Oh, the dispatcher tells me suddenly more alert. I didn't even get to see that. Understood, sir. Just to confirm, you're saying your employees created a dangerous machine and attempted to use it to physically harm you? And hear quite a quick tapping on the other end, likely noting your report. Is the situation under control right now? Are you in immediate danger? From down the hall, you can hear Shout Edge returning, the heavy clunk of his male feet echoing as he drives another panicked employee toward the locked room. Shout gives a deep groan of approval before securing the door again. So funny. Give me a second. Alright, guys, we're getting somewhere. It just said no. Everything's under control right now. May, the security system, dinosaur, and even the clone are helping keeping the employees in a room where they can't escape. However, when I first walked into the building about an hour ago, security system robot dinosaur about attacked me because the clone had some kind of evil touch program to make the original try to hurt me. The only reason the robot didn't attack me was because of a hidden command in his system, and also because him and me are friends. I think that's another reason why he didn't attack me. I think it told me in the beginning that he was actually trying to hold back to make sure he didn't attack me. Like he was trying to give me time to stop him somehow. Because there was a few times where he was growling at me and all that stuff, but he didn't charge at me immediately. Oh, the dispatcher is apparently just now taking my report seriously. Hey, that's what it says at the top. Alright, we're dispatching units to your location immediately. This sounds like a coordinated sabotage and attempted assault. I hope I can say that on YouTube. If not, I'm screwed. Please stay where you are, keep the employees secured, and wait for responding officers. They'll want to get full statements from you, and if possible, review any security footage you have that shows the incident. You hear the sound of typing again, then confirmation tone. Police should be there within 10 minutes. If anything changes before they arrive, if the employees try to escape or things become unsafe, call us back right away. Can you stay on the line until they arrive, or do you want to wait and call back once they're on scene? Jerry finishes his sweep and comes stomping up, his red eyes glowing as he reports. All culprits located and secured. None left unaccommodated for. Give me a second, guys. Alright, guys. I just nodded to Shadow EX and then answered the dispatcher. I'll stay on the line. I just got word from the clone itself that the last employee has been put into that room waiting for the police to rob him. Frick. Oh. And the original security robot dinosaur are going to guard the door until the police get here. Excellent. It sounds like you have the situation fully contained. That's going to make it much easier for the officers when they arrive. Just remain where you are and stay visible when they come in so they can identify you quickly. We'll keep this line open until they're on scene. Shadow Ed lowers his head slightly at your nod, his glowing red eyes dimming to a calmer shade as if he's proud of himself. Shadow stands like a massive statue in front of the locked room, tail swishing slowly, every movement radiating authority and control. No one is getting past us. When the police arrive, we will step aside so they can take them away. Inside the locked room, the muffled voices of the employees grow louder. You can hear them arguing nervously, some blaming each other, others begging to be let out. Sound makes Shadow's growl rumble through the hallway like distant thunder, silencing them almost immediately. A few minutes pass like this, quiet but tense, until you start to hear the faint sound of sirens approaching outside. Here we go. Give me a second, guys. Alright, guys, I just said I think I hear the police now. And it says Shadow's ears twitch and his glowing eyes narrow so as he turns his head toward the front of the building. Yes, they are here. Shadow EX also straightens up, his claws flexing once before he turns his gaze to you for instructions, waiting calmly but alert. Distant sirens grow louder until they stop outside the building, and within moments you hear a car door slam and multiple sets of heavy footsteps heading toward the entrance. Our officers are just about to enter the building. Please stay where you are, keep your hands visible, and let them know that you are the caller and the owner. Are security units calmly under your command? Chad glances at you, waiting for your next order. Watch how it silently stands by the hallway like a dark sentinel. I don't like how they say dark, and it's kind of creepy. Give me a second. Alright, guys, we're getting very short responses, but it's actually working out decently well. I said yes, the original in the corner just waiting for the police to come in, or for me to give them instructions. Perfect. Officer entering now. Just let them see you first so they know you're not in danger. You can give them control of the situation when you're ready. You hear the front door open with a heavy creak, followed by one officer's voice calling out, "Police! We got your call! Is the owner here?" Shadow and Shadow EX remain perfectly still, glowing eyes walk down the hallway where the employees are trapped. Both of them seem calm but alert, waiting for you to speak before making any move. Give me a second. Alright, guys. I said, yes, I'm here. I'm the one that made the call. And I start walking closer to the entrance. Before I do, I tell Shadow and Shadow EX, I'll talk to this officer. Just make sure nobody tries to escape until they come and arrest them. And if they even try thinking about escaping with the police here, trying to arrest them, make sure they don't get away and help the police. Okay? Both Shadow and Shadow EX nod, their glowing eyes flashing in agreement. They turn their heads back toward the hallway, standing like sentinels, fully ready to stop any escape attempt. Understood. No one gets past us. If they try to run, they won't make it to the door. You step closer to the entrance where the officers are waiting. Where's the officer? A tall man with a notepad lowers his hand from his holster when he sees you. Good. You're safe. Can you take us to where you secured the suspects? Okay then, this is turning out interesting as heck. Alright guys, I said, yes, they're just right there down the hallway. Both of the robot dancers are just guarding to make sure they don't escape. All I'm saying is I point to the hallway nearby. Yep. The officer nods and motions to the two others with him. They carefully follow your gesture, walking toward the hallway. As soon as they approach, Shadow and Shadow EX turn toward them, but remain still, letting them pass once they recognize your approval. Impressive security you got here. Those two look like they mean business. Shadowtail swished once, almost proudly, and Shadow EX gives a mechanical snort before going back to watching the door to the locked room. Alright, we'll take it from here. Can you confirm again how many employees are in that room before we open it? Give me a second, this is gonna be hard to figure out a number. Alright, guys. I said, unfortunately, I can't say for sure how many are in there. This happened without me even knowing about it, and I don't know how many employees were involved. That bigger dinosaur right there with the glowing red eyes can probably tell you. He was the clone. However, he doesn't seem as a threat anymore because I talked to him. He gathered up most of them while the other dinosaur robot helped keep the room secure. That one right there with the orange eyes, his name is Shadow, and the other one that would probably know, it's called Shadow EX. Understood. We'll coordinate with Shadow EX, was it? He steps a bit closer to the glowing-eyed clone, keeping his voice calm but authoritative. Shadow EX, can you confirm the number of employees inside that room? Shadow EX's eyes flicker once as if processing, then responds in a deep, mechanical, but very steady voice. 7. Employees, all restrained by the locked door. None have escaped. The officer glanced back at you with an approving nod. Perfect. That is all what we need to know. We'll open the door carefully and take them into the custody one by one. Can security units hold their position and block the hallway while we do this? Just in case any of them try to run? Give me a second. This is going by way too quickly, which is terrifying. I said, yeah, I already told them before I came over to talk to you that if any of them try to escape, to help you and other officers get them. Good. Then we'll proceed. Sounds like you have a solid security system and two very loyal protectors. He signals to the other officers who begin moving down the hallway carefully. Shadow's orange eyes flare slightly as he positions himself on one side of the hallway, while Shadow EX's glowing red eyes burn even brighter as he takes the opposite side, blocking any escape routes. Stay right here, sir. Once we have everyone in custody, we'll get your full statement and make sure this doesn't happen again. You hear the sound of the door unlocking, soldiers are shouting commands, and employees protesting or yelling, then being handcuffed one by one. Shadow and Shadow stay perfectly still, but you can see both of them are tense and ready to pounce if needed. Oh dear. The limit's already gone. This went by so quickly, the video's only gonna be like 13 minutes at the most. That's gonna be ridiculous. It says, I wait for the officer to come back, still listening to what's going on. As after a few tense moments, you hear the sound of footsteps returning. The officer you spoke with earlier comes back down the hallway toward you, looking calm but serious. All right, sir. They're all in custody. None of them resisted once they saw your security units weren't going to let them run. We'll be taking them down to the station for questioning and processing. He glances down the hall towards Shadow and Shadow EX, who are still standing guard like statues. You got quite the pair of guardians there. If they hadn't kept everyone contained, this could have gone much worse. We'll have to take your full statement now so we can add it to the report. Shadow turns his head toward you as if silently asking if they're okay. If you're okay, and if you still want him and Shadow ES to stay guarded in the room, even though the police had taken the employees away. Are they all gone? So I don't want to tell them to not to or stop doing it, and then employee tries to motherfucking escape. I mean, granted, there's not much I can do. That's all I mean, guys, if you want proof, look. This is the kind of ridiculous bullcrap. This is the kind of bullcrap I'm talking about right here. This was so much better when I had ChatGPT 4.0 because it had a better limit, good storytelling skills, so you could literally be in the action. I mean, this is where some of my favorite chatbots have happened. That flipping dinosaur time traveling story where like there was this weird test thing I had to do to save all the dinosaurs or whatever. I mean to get the dinosaur world to go back to normal. There was the flipping there was a bunch of good ones on here. The big heart stories, the ones where like apparently like the porn I saved originally wrote a book about me or made a movie, and then like those are some of my favorite ones. Are those? I'd have another idea for one if I had more than 10 rounds. I'm gonna try to if I'm done recording in a few hours when the thing refills at 9:34. Uh, I will or when the thing if the thing ain't refilled by the time I feel like doing, I will try writing some of the other stories. I have an idea. I have a few ideas. You know what? I will tell you. I have an idea for a clone story, not like a shadow, not like a evil robot clone, but like an actual clone of like me in my tiny Velociraptor form. But instead of it being that, it's like, instead of it being like a clone exactly of me, where it like copies and does everything I do, it's like that copy is a lot bigger. But instead of being terrifying and scary, he actually like kind of acts like a mother/father figure to the tiny version of me in that stuck. You know, kind of like how the fur alligators and all that stuff do whenever they see me on those big horror stories and all that stuff. And the same thing for even the younger children. But yeah, that's all I can do, guys. I mean, there's legit nothing else I can do. Let me go and tell you, I will try doing a mochi again. I did try fixing everything. This time, when we start out, the evil shadow. I mean, the the cursed Rexy story. He should already. It should. I'm trying to fix it a little bit. That way, I tried to fix it so randomly he should be an Agron, a very big Agron. I'm hoping he's not aggressive. I didn't specify whether he was aggressive or not. I don't know. I'm leaving that to the chatbot itself. I'm just hoping it'll work better because, well, I didn't forget too much yesterday. That one time where he said that he was my son or I was his son. You think you got that backwards, Rexy? You may be a lot bigger than me. You call me dad all the time, not your son. You know what I mean? But either way, guys, I'm done. Bye bye.